Hey, what's up, everyone? This is me at Redskins Talk TV. This is your host, Dre. How do I sum this up? We got our asses kicked today. 24-0. First and foremost, I want to apologize because I didn't come up with my pregame analysis video. A lot of shit going on last week. Got my new cell phone, so I was spending a bit of time on that. But all the same today, because, I worked, usually work overtime on Sundays, try to get out at noon here in Texas so I can go home and see the game. Stay until 1, actually a little bit after 1 because I had a long call. So I missed basically the entire first half. Not that I missed much because by the time I got home, it was 6-0, 3-0, something, no, 6-0, Rams. It's just a microcosm of so many things that are happening wrong with this team. And the end result was a score of 24-0. Now, it's been a long time, at least a couple of seasons since we were blown out where we couldn't score. At this point, I can't even be pissed off. I mean, I'm not happy about losing. Living here in Texas, people come up to me like I'm the Redskins expert, asking, hey, well, what are they going to do about RG3? Really think Colt McCoy's the answer? I've expressed this before because, in honesty, no matter who you have behind center, behind that fucking offensive line, they're going to get destroyed. Colt McCoy got hit 6 times last week. 6 times. Sacked. Today, Colt McCoy got sacked 6 times. Left with a little bit of an injury. Production wasn't quite as much as it was last week. And I need to go on record once again because on Google+, on Facebook, on YouTube, I've been going back and forth with my brothers and sisters in Redskins Nation, my fellow burgundy and gold family. And it's unfortunate, but I have to say this. I'm extremely passionate about my team. Extremely passionate about the Washington Redskins. The one thing I'm not going to do when I'm watching a game, when I'm assessing, is put the blame entirely on one player. I need to say this, I need to reemphasize this because a lot of people, I don't know if they think that I'm so pro RG3 that any other quarterback that steps in, I'm totally against them. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. What I'm against are fair weather Redskins fans that talk shit and not see the same thing as a lot of us are seeing on the screen. Suddenly, Colt McCoy is under center. He gets to start again last week, and we lose. What do the RG3 haters do? They say RG3 didn't pass for 392 yards. It doesn't matter. Yes, RG3 had one game where he passed for just 106 yards. The result for the statistic is the same because when it comes to football, the end result is whether we won or whether we lost. And Colt McCoy, he looked good that first game. He put up good numbers, but we still lost. Today, we lost miserably. Colt McCoy was sacked 6 more times this game. Shell-shocked. And I've told you guys this on one other video. In Cleveland, he experienced the same thing RG3 did, where that offensive line got his ass whooped. So in 2 games, he's got sacked a total of 12 times. Plus, when you consider all of the hurries, all of the knockdowns, that plays on a quarterback. So now he's starting to feel that distrust with the offensive line too. And then you look at the play calling. In the first half, Alfred Morris, 1 yard. 1 fucking yard on 6 carries. In total, how many carries did they have? Like 8? 8 carries for 6 yards? That's the play calling. Now, I could be wrong about that. But I do know that the Rams shut that offensive line down, which rendered Alfred Morris ineffective. So if Alfred Morris can't run and Colt McCoy can't pass and stay upright, whose fault is it? That's my question. That's what pisses me off. because I would expect Redskins fans to have more common sense. If I wanted to hear this kind of stupidity, I would hear from the Dallas Cowboy fans. And believe me, living here in Texas, I hear that shit all the time. But to hear from my fellow burgundy and gold brothers and sisters, that annoys the fuck out of me. So now, I'm sitting here making this video, and I'm not going to apologize. So for those who think I'm an asshole, hey, there's nothing that you could possibly call me that my ex-wife hasn't called me. So go right ahead. But I do know this. I spend enough time analyzing the game before we play a team and during the game so that I can give my assessment after the game, whether we win or lose. I'm critical of every aspect. I'm the kind of fan, I'm not expecting us to blow the score out so that we have this huge deficit between us and them. But every fan, you, me, and everybody else expects the team to perform. And the biggest difference between me and RG3 haters is the RG3 supporters, we've been saying all along that it's a combination of the play calling, the defense not holding up to any lead that RG3 was getting in those instances that he may have gotten a lead, and also an offensive line that cannot protect him. So now, last week, Colt McCoy, he's getting hit constantly, and now all of a sudden, the RG3 haters are saying, hey, the defense sucks. Hey, the offensive line sucks. Who's blocking for McCoy? Wait a minute. Didn't we say this about RG3? If Colt McCoy is getting sacked 6 times, couldn't you say that he's holding the ball too long? Because that's what the RG3 haters are claiming for RG3. And as I've stated, RG3 makes mistakes. He's got a bad habit of throwing off of his back foot. That's all on his mechanics. But Jay Gruden and Sean McVay are responsible, as well as whoever the quarterback coach is, they are responsible for helping to develop him. He hasn't played a full 3 seasons. He was injured in his first season where he was out a couple of games. He was benched by Shanahan last season, and he was benched this season. Plus, he was out with an ankle injury. So he hasn't played a full 3 seasons. For those who want to say he's had 3 seasons to figure this shit out, he's in the 3rd season, but he hasn't completed a full 3 seasons, technically. I've had someone compare him to Michael Jordan, saying that Michael Jordan took time. Well, Michael Jordan wasn't great in his first 3 seasons. He got better as he went along, but he had coaches to help develop him, and he had teammates that helped to get him to where he was. RG3, unfortunately, doesn't have that. He doesn't have an offensive line that he can trust. And now Colt McCoy is the recipient of that same ass whooping that RG3 is getting. So I'm sitting here making this video pissed off like everybody else is, but I'm more pissed off, I guess, with the fact that RG3 supporters have seen this all along, and all RG3 haters want to do is go with stats. Colt McCoy threw for 392 yards. But it's okay because we lost, but the quarterback looked good. Who the fuck thinks that? But going back to the game, it was a mess. Between Silas Red fumbling and Santana Moss picking it up, they need to coach that young man up. Because this is the second time where he could have potentially turned the ball over. The first time he did it a couple of games back, luckily they said that he was down by contact. But this man, he's got the potential to break a long one. But also ball security is a problem for him. Niles Paul, they need to work with him on his blocking. Sure, he can catch the ball, but he's terrible at blocking. And there was one play where Tressway, the punter, they had him, it was 4th and 5. They called for a gimmick play, which I'm never too thrilled with. They did this shit last week, and damn, they got McCoy destroyed. And then they tried Tressway from 4th and 5. Tressway is already quite a bit back off the line of scrimmage. They decided to see if he can run it. Alfred Morris, and I'm just kind of piggybacking off of what my friend Louis T said from the Redskins report. Tressway was a good at least 15 yards back. Alfred Morris couldn't break one for 15 yards in this entire game. So what made them think that the punter was going to do that? And the worst part about it is he ran to the side where Niles Paul was blocking, and Niles Paul did a piss poor job. And the defender shed the block and tackled Tressway. So, You're having 2 different weeks with a play calling where it was 4th and inches last week, and they wanted to go a pass play instead of a quarterback sneak. Damn near took McCoy's head off. And then you have Tressway trying this. What the fuck is Jay Gruden doing? Now, it's been said that they're going to commit to him for another year. I guess I'm fine with that. But they need to get rid of Jim Haslett. They're not coaching up Emerson because he's spending the entire fucking game 7 to 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. And those who know me know I complain every video about our corners playing soft. I don't give a damn how big the receiver is. You check that motherfucker in the chest, it's going to delay him for a brief moment. And that's going to make the quarterback play a little bit longer. He's going to have to hold on to that ball a little bit longer. Right now, today, the only stud in the game was Ryan Kerrigan. But he can't do it alone on defense. He certainly can't go into pass coverage. But when we have Breland and Emerson playing that far off, when we have Phillip Thomas taking bad angles, that's all on the coaching staff, coaching the guys up. It's the same with Gruden and the quarterback coach coaching Griffin up. Help develop these players so that we have a caliber team that we can put on the field and make worth watching. But this game was a fucking train wreck. So me pissed off, I'm sitting there, I'm already going bald. I'm hoping that my fucking hair falls out. And if mission is accomplished, keep watching games like this, that's exactly what's going to happen. But yes, I'm pissed off to the highest pistivity. Because I know me as a fan, and whether I get along with other Redskins fans, we have a higher expectation. We want to win. I want my team to look good winning. But I have the common sense of understanding that it takes more than one person to fail. So this is a mix of kind of a criticism for the game that I watched today, if you want to call it a game, and me calling out RG3 haters, because all along we've been telling them, as RG3 supporters, we've been telling them all along what's happening with RG3. Not that we're apologizing for what he does, but he sure wasn't far off when he decided to get up on the press conference and make the statement that a quarterback can't do well if the team isn't doing well. Because he was right. No one wanted to hear it, but sometimes you got to hear shit that you don't like to hear. And it's the truth. It's him saying, I'm fucking fed up with getting my offensive lineman blown up and me getting blown up in the process. But anyway, I can't remember who got next. I don't even know if we're going to be prepared for that because the way we played the last couple of games, the coaching staff, there needs to be a shakeup at the end of the season. I'm not one to say play just to get a higher pick. I don't agree with anyone who supports that. There's still at least a couple of games left in the season. Try to win more than we did last season. But this shit is embarrassing. Anyway, to my Redskins family, hail to the Redskins.